just like tacos.
Taco-flavored kisses for my Ben.
Taco-flavored kisses for my Ben. Hi, what's up? It is Taco Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a great day. A lot to get into on the show, but I've always been playing that other random soundbite, and I was like, you know what? I need to spend 2 minutes to find a taco soundbite when I do a show on Tuesday. So you're welcome. I did some research. I did a little bit of grinding for 2 whole minutes, 120 seconds approximately. I worked my tail off. I did. Again, hope you're having a great day. A lot to get into. Make sure you hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening or watching. And remember, today's show is presented to you by the great people over at Kirkwall Group, as well as Bet Online. In fact, Bet Online, basketball fans, you need to listen up. It's that time of year again. The NBA's back in full swing. Whether it's opening tip-off to buzzer beaters, Bet Online has you covered with the best odds, biggest promotions, and live in-game betting on all your favorite teams. This season, every game matters. Bet Online has every stat, matchup breakdown, and live odds to bet on during the games. And it's not just the NBA that Bet Online has going on. Bet Online has odds on everything from football, World Series, NHL, to political props. Head to betonline.ag right now to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. It's Bet Online. The game starts here. If you're married, you can probably relate. And it usually falls on the guy to have to do this stuff. I'm about to hit record, and my wife calls me from her office within the house. And she's in the house. Oh, my God. She calls me, and she's like, can you come up here and smell something for me? I was like, okay, that's my job. That's the role of the guy in the relationship, right? Is that not how it works in your relationship? That'd be interesting to ask a gay couple, like, which one of you has to smell the gross thing, right? You know what I mean? Because for our house, it falls onto me, the guy. But if you're two guys in a relationship, I would like to know, be like, okay, here's the dynamic we have. What's the dynamic you have? Who ends up getting stuck with the, okay, you think somebody's in the house. Who goes down first? It's in my house, it's me. In your house, who is it? That would be fascinating. I got to go ask my friends that one and be like, real quick question. If something smells in the house, who gets on all fours and smells it? Because that's what I just did upstairs. I go up into my wife's office and I'm like, I smell what you're smelling. Let me try to figure out where it's coming from. And I'm like on all fours smelling every random thing and I'll be like, found it. It's this. It's your little exercise equipment. Every time you step, it's pumping out this weird little smell. Nothing wrong. It's just friction. This is a random conversation we're having. Look at us. Look at us. This is so dumb. Now you're going to be thinking about that with your relationship. You don't even have to be married. It's just like when you're in a relationship, there's designated roles that somebody will take on. Doesn't matter who, if you're boy, girl, if you're a girl, or boy, boy. There's designated roles in the relationship. Who does what? If there's a weird noise in the house, I go and look it up. I go and investigate because I don't want to be a dick and send my wife. Then I figure I have more of ability to take somebody down physically than she does. I'm saying she's weaker. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying it in a nice way. Jesus. She would not like she would disagree with me. If she was an MMA fighter, I'd say, bitch, you going down first. I ain't going down there. Come on. Let's put this truth on the table here. So I think that's an interesting thing to think about. That there's always designated roles in a relationship. Simple things that you kind of take for granted. Like anytime we sleep in a hotel, I always sleep closest to the door. we're sharing a bed, obviously, but I sleep closest to the door. In theory, if somebody broke in, I'm the first line of defense. Not like it would truly matter, I guess, because hotel rooms are so small. But anyway, just weird shit. Just weird shit that just popped in my head. Sorry. Sorry. You know what we need to do? You know what we need to do? Let's do it. Let's jump into some headlines.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
This is such a bizarre story. I saw a mention of it and I didn't fully understand what was going on. Then I'm rolling around the internet this morning and I see celebrity chef Jamie Oliver talking about it. And I'm just going to play you the sound from him and then we can react to it.
Hello, you gorgeous, lovely people. Now, you're going to think I'm joking, but I'm not. There has been a great cheese robbery. Some of the best cheddar cheese in the world has been stolen. 22 tons worth has been stolen from some, I don't know, robbers that basically pretended to be a French supermarket and basically done Neal's Yard Dairy over. For context, the most widely made cheese on the planet is cheddar. We don't have DOP status because we're stupid. And unlike Champagne, where the people of Champagne benefit from the sales of Champagne and it stays in that little mini economy, there's only a small handful of real cheddar cheesemakers in the world. And these are some of the cheeses, or most of them, that have got nicked. So real shame. Neal's Yard are honouring paying the small cheesemakers, which is amazing and typical of their generosity. But this will slow Neal's Yard being able to support all of their cheesemakers over the next 5 years. I would imagine it's going to take time to pay that lump of cash back, £300,000 worth. So if anyone hears anything about posh cheese going for cheap, it's probably some wrong-uns. So if anyone hears anything about lorry loads of very posh cheese, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with it, really. I mean, are they going to like unpeel it with the cloth and then cut the skins off and grate it and get rid of it in the fast food industry, in the commercial industry? I don't know. I mean, it seems like a really weird thing to nick. 22 tons worth of the best cheese in the world has gone missing. So for all the newspapers and journalists out there, come on, get behind this, support our guys. It's the great cheese robbery. Come on.
First of all, I didn't realize his voice was like that. Isn't that Cockney? He's like, oi, somebody stole our cheese. Nobody knows it. Everybody knows that cheddar's the most famous cheese all across the globe. Now I'm switching into Australian. That's just somebody nicked the cheese. It's so bizarre. What a dumb thing to steal. He even said it. He's like, I don't know what you're going to do with it. I learned a lot from that. Posh, I forgot what posh was until he said it. Like a higher end, like fancy cheese. So if somebody's trying to sell you some high-end cheese, it might be cheese that's been stolen. And here's the thing. Some of you might go, well, I mean, it might be your opportunity to eat like a king, essentially. Yeah, but you don't know how they're handling it. You don't know if they're keeping it at the proper temperatures, if they're, being sanitary or not. Plus, they stole it. Who fucking steals cheese? My goodness. They said that it's equivalent to right around $389,000 worth of cheese. That's American conversion. That's crazy. So apparently, some dudes go in there. They say, oi, I'm here to buy some cheese. I work for a grocery store. I'd love to get me hands on some of that cheese right there. And they're like, hey, sure, go on. Let's do some cheese deals, hit. This probably really happened. Identical conversation. He's like, oi, that'd be great. Let's go load it up into the back of me pickup truck. No worries. We got like 5 pickup trucks if it's too full. And then we go, and I'll be on my way. Don't worry, I'll send you a check in the mail. Okay, that sounds great. 2 days later, hey, We never got that check. I have a feeling that guy nicked the cheese. What a dumb thing to steal. I don't know officially how the transaction took place. Like how do you get to that point without verifying the funds? Like that's a lot of money of a transaction that you didn't verify the funds with the bank. That's on them essentially, but ultimately, what kind of dick steals cheese? Dick cheese. By the way, did you know? You probably didn't know this. It took me forever to realize. You know that parody singer? He's not even really parody. He's just like a cover band guy. Richard Cheese. He does like lounge singing of like heavy metal songs and all this stuff. And he's like, oh, I guess sad but true. Yeah. You know, he does those, whatever. Took me forever to realize Richard Dick Cheese. I'm like, there was a big joke in front of me the whole time, never even realized it. Guess I didn't really pay that much attention to Richard Cheese, but anyway. Don't steal cheese, and if somebody offers you high-end cheese, that's on you. You have a choice. Do I want to roll the dice and eat some high-end cheese that I'll probably never be able to afford? I mean, maybe I'll do that. Maybe you'll do that. Who knows? But there's a good chance that they're not taking care of it right, and you're gonna get an upset tummy. Oh damn! Oh damn! I ate some bad cheese. Oh son of a bitch! Now I'm gonna be all farty and bloated. Hey, speaking of food, we talked last week? It was in Germany, right? I want to say where they were selling cocaine along with the pizza. Well, somewhat similar. With a Wisconsin pizzeria had to apologize for unintentionally contaminating pizzas with THC. Motherfuckers were getting high off the pizza that they bought because they are all already high. The business said that THC contaminated oil taken from a shared fridge was mistakenly used to make the pizza. They said on a Facebook post, after receiving reports from staff, Yeti's owner, and employees of unexplained physical reactions, we underwent an investigation with the Stratton police and local health officials. Today, it was confirmed that the pizza had been sold with dough mistakenly prepared with Delta 9 contaminated oil, whatever the hell that is. The oil accidentally used in the product originated from a shared storage space in the on-site cooperative commercial kitchen. Don't share your kitchens. I mean, unless you really know what's in there. And when you have something completely different from, I know there's companies that do it, but it's similar products. But you can't have something in the fridge or in that area where your food is that is something that could potentially make somebody sick, or in this case, they get high. They're like, this is the best pizza ever. Oh my God. So great. Order another one. This went on for like, say, 3 or 4 days that they were using these. I'm curious. I'm sure there was plenty of people that were shocked about it. Like if you hammer half a pizza and the dough, see, that's the thing. Since it was the oil, I guess that's why that they were able to get high off it. I know there's a fine process when you're making edibles and stuff like that. So I'd like to know more about that stuff. I don't know enough about edibles and whatever and how they're prepared. I know there's been people that I've used to work with that would try to make edibles and they tasted like garbage. Be like, why don't you just let the professionals deal with this shit? But that's fascinating. I'm curious of what the long-term effects are for the business. Are they going to see a spike in business? because people are just a little bit more drawn to them because, they had a good experience? Or are they going to plummet because people are just scared of how they're managing their food? One, they're going to be scared shitless now of their fridge, because obviously if you're in a situation in your fridge where let's just say it wasn't a THC oil that dripped onto there. It could have been something else. It could have been it sounds like that they were just had a sloppy, disorganized, just unsanitary kitchen. That's a fridge. And that's on them. And that's what you should be really taking away from this. Now, obviously, they're getting national, if not international, attention on this. So they got to tighten their shit up very nicely, to the point where I would, if I lived in that area, I'd start going there because I know they're going to be on point when it comes to sanitation. When you get that kind of negative publicity, it can go both ways. But I would imagine that they're going to be really up on it, and they're just going to be freaking out because they're going to be like, this shit cannot happen again. This happens again, we're closed. We got to close. We're not McDonald's who can send 75 people to the fucking hospital and one person passes away, sadly, from contaminated onions, which, by the way, that shit scares the shit out of me. That's like my son's go-to burger. Between that and a Big Mac was the quarter pounder with cheese. And thankfully, we hadn't gone there in, I don't know, like a month or so. But the other day, prior to this, they were itching for McDonald's, and my wife and I said, no, let's get something a little bit healthier than that. Thank goodness. Thank goodness, because that would have been terrible. Would have been terrible. By the way, in regards to that McDonald's thing I was reading, the CDC said there's, 75 people in the hospital sick or recovering. That one person sadly passed away from the contaminated E.coli onions that were only designated for the quarter pounder with cheese. They're saying that there's probably more. You just can't verify it because some people may have recovered on their own at home. They could have had it. They just didn't get it verified because they stayed at home. Maybe they weren't as sick, or maybe they were pretty dang sick, but they just toughed it out at home. So those numbers, while they say 75, CDC even says it's probably higher. You just can't verify it. Pretty scary shit. While we're sticking on this, I was going to talk about that later, but that it's a good reminder. It's not just McDonald's. It came from their distributor. They package that shit off and they send it to them. It's not really on McDonald's, although they're going to take the brunt of it because they're the face of where people got sick, because they're the ones that finally approved it. Unless there is a test that they have to do on their product every single day that tells them if there's any foodborne illnesses in there, which they don't have. I mean, there's no way of you knowing. And this sadly can happen to anybody. We saw it happen to Chipotle several years ago, where for some fucking reason, their spinach or their lettuce or something like that, I think it was lettuce. I don't think they have spinach there, even though I worked there for almost 2 years or whatever it was. It was their lettuce, I'm pretty sure, that was contaminated with E. coli. But it was like, it's not them, it's the distributor, but they take the heat. And it's one of those things where that can technically happen to any restaurant. That could happen to any grocery store. It doesn't matter if how good and clean they are at that specific restaurant. If they get something that is contaminated, when you get that in-house and you start preparing it, you don't know. There's no way for you to look at it as you the worker or you, the manager, you're looking at these onions. They look normal, smell normal. They probably taste normal too. They're just tainted with, you know, death dust, apparently. That's sad, man. Scares the shit out of me to think that my son, especially because my daughter doesn't like that type of sandwich or burger, but my son does. And every now and then I'll have it. I haven't had one of those in probably a couple of years, but that scares the shit out of me. My son and anybody out there that it just makes you hesitant, makes you really worried about what's going on, what you're putting in your body. It's like fuck, man. Anyway, moving along from that. Elliot Lake man was found dancing and urinating inside his minivan and was arrested. Is this not America? What the shit, man? That being said, he did have a bunch of drugs on him, like meth and whatnot. Jesus Christ. He's dancing and urinating in his minivan. If you're going to dance and have a little party in your minivan and then you're pissing everywhere, guess what? You better not have drugs on you. And for this guy, yeah, you kind of drew attention to yourself, dummy. Idiot. There's a place in Japan, a depopulated village in Japan, in fact, is currently now outnumbered by puppets. So bizarre. So creepy, too. Just in time for Halloween week. So there's so few people there that they decided, let's make some friends and let's, kind of populate the village with these dolls, basically life-size dolls. And they just prop them up random places, like on park benches and stuff like that. That's creepy. Could you imagine your car breaks down? You're walking, God, we just need to find somewhere to see if somebody can help us with our vehicle, maybe find a phone. Our phones are dead or whatever. You go into this village and you just see dolls everywhere, like life-size dolls sitting on benches, at a cafe. Well, that would be fucking freaky. Oh my God. I'd be like, we need to go back to the car. The car is nothing. The car doesn't even work. It's better than here. It's better than here. That's freaky. That would be a nightmare fuel. You just walk up on that and I don't know. I don't even know what I would do. Imagine trying to talk to somebody and you're just like, why the fuck do you have dolls everywhere? And they'd just be like, why not? They bring this place alive. Okay. I need to borrow the phone, please. For the love of God, give me the phone. Hey, if you're running a business and you need help with the back of the house, that's a big ordeal. I remember doing, running a restaurant and dealing with the back of the house stuff. That's a lot. That's a lot. You need someone with experience and is trustworthy. You need Kirkwall Group. With over 30 years of experience, Richard and the Kirkwall Group understands that you and your business deserve someone who's efficient, timely, accurate, cost-effective, focused on your success, and is working to save you money. Kirkwall Group can help you with your bookkeeping, accounting management services, CFO, controller, accounting manager, projects, and support, stuff like that, as well as tax planning and preparation, income, property tax, sales, and use tax. Honestly, I can sit there and just run all those things by you, but you really need to check them out at kirkwallgroup.net. Kirk, like Captain Captain Cook, and then wall group.net, and see everything they can do for your business. Call or email now for a free 30-minute consultation. You're going to love talking to Richard. He's such a good dude. The phone number is 833-547-5925. To make it easier, it's 833-KIRKWALL. Or you can just email Richard directly at rbaike@kirkwallgroup.net. Kirkwall Group, we count what counts for you. This is hilarious, and I've only seen one station talk about this, and that was, I want to say it's Channel 11 down in Colorado Springs. I apologize if I'm saying the wrong station. A tattoo shop is fighting back against an apartment complex because they share a kind of like the alleyway in between is, there's parking spots right there. But guess how they're fighting back against the dickheads over at the apartment complex? They're fighting back with dicks. That's what they're doing. Fallen Heroes Tattoo and Piercing is the tattoo shop that decided, you know what? You guys are going to keep towing my customers because they're parking in what seems like a designated parking spot for them. I mean, they're blocked off. Just on the other side, it says no parking, but where they're at, it doesn't say no parking. And they're getting the customers' vehicles are getting towed. So, and to be honest, that's the apartment people not wanting to work with the tattoo shop. So they're being dicks. So what does the tattoo guy do? He's like, let's paint a bunch of dicks on top of our building. Just a bunch of them. Bunch of random dicks up there. And since the apartment complex is much higher, they are forced to, the people in the apartment are forced to look down at a bunch of dicks. I think that's hilarious. Oh my God. I'd be a little irritated if me and my family lived there and we're like, I'm sitting there going, there's a bunch of dicks out there. But that being said, is that damaging to anybody? No. It's just making a point. Why can't you guys work together and figure this out? Because it sounds like everything I've read is the tattoo shop owner was trying to work something out and figure something out. But the apartment complex, from everything I read, are being dicks about it. Maybe that's wrong, but come on. It's a petty thing. Quit fucking getting their cars towed. It's only like, say, maybe 5 parking spots. And what's crazy is I would have to look up on Google Maps exactly where this is and see what the layout of the parking spots are. But it seems like there's adequate amount of parking, and those 5 parking spots would be better used for the customers of that shop. I don't know, man. It just seems like a dick move by the apartment complex. If you're down in Colorado Springs, I'd love for you to check this out for us and then report back. You could be our on-site reporter. Be like, DeHuff, I'm here at the Fallen Heroes Tattoo and Piercing Shop, observing the dicks on the roof as well as the parking situation. While I can say the dicks are spot on, very, not very detailed, but what I would say is very comic book-esque. And they are beautiful. They are glistening in this beautiful Colorado sun. As far as the parking goes, blah, 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 blah. That would be great. That'd be great. If you do that, send me a video to huffpodcast@gmail.com, or you can direct message me on social media at DeHuff Podcast. We'll play it on the show. It'd be hilarious. Come on. Fallen Heroes Tattoo and Piercing. That would be great. Because, news, they're going to be kind of in the middle. I want the honest truth. And here's what's funny, too. I was watching, they didn't do that good of a job. It was just funny because they did the news channel did do a story on it, and they blurred out the images of the dick or the dicks, multiple. It was a group of cocks, and they blur it out. And they're like, we're blurring this out because it could be sensitive to some people. Oh, yeah. You know, grandma's over there just craving for you guys to unblur that shit because she ain't seen a cock in like 20 years. Come on, do her a favor. And then what's funny is you can, on their website, at the very top, it says, at the bottom of this article, you can click on a link that will take you so you can see what the dicks look like. And it's just like, you just, because you know, like they get credit for scrolling, people get credit for scrolling down as far as the website goes. The longer you're on the website, that's more data that they can sell to advertisers. It's such a dick move. Just make the link at the top. Okay? How about that? I don't want to go scrolling for dick. Son of a bitch, man. I need my dick now. Come on. Hey, by the way, kind of circling back in regards to that McDonald's thing. I forgot I added this on there. Now, on Wednesday, the day after the federal health agencies reported the E. coli outbreak, customers visits to McDonald's plunged 6.4% across the United States and 24% in Colorado, which the reason why we bring that up is Colorado is where the outbreak was most prevalent with 26 cases. Now, by Friday of last week, visits had gone down by 10% nationwide and 33% in Colorado. So just something to pass along. And I made a note of this because I know that there's probably some people out there like this. How many people do you think are pissed off when they go to McDonald's? If you work at McDonald's or know somebody, let me know. How many people go in there and they want the quarter pounder with cheese and they're not selling it, and somebody gets pissed off about it? You're like, dude, they fucking pulled it because somebody died and other people were getting sick. Jesus, Carol, knock it the fuck off, okay? My Lord. Some people. I guarantee you there's people like that were just irate. Be like, no, I don't care. Yeah, the ingredient. Go ahead. Do you really need it? Is that it? Is this keeping you afloat? Going to McDonald's and getting a greasy fucking burger with greasy ass fries? Is that what's going? No, it's not. If anything, it's dragging you down. Use this as an opportunity to go other places. Hey, try something healthy for once. Sorry, but, come on. That's just ridiculous. Coming in there and bitching and complaining.
Right, as always.
I know I'm right, Ken. I know, because people are fucking weird. Going in there, pulling a hissy fit. And then they have to get the manager involved and be like, sir, are you upset because we're not selling you a death burger?
I didn't do fucking shit.
Okay. I shouldn't call it a death burger. They got lawyers. McDonald's does. They can take me down in a heartbeat. They're going to sue me for all I'm worth, which is like the same as the cost of a quarter pounder with cheese. Not very much. Not very much. Like I said, circling back, I don't blame McDonald's for this. Because everything I'm reading and everything I know about restaurants is that's on the distributor. And I'm not sure what else McDonald's could have done. They pulled it as soon as they knew what was going on. And they used different onions for the quarter pounder than they do with other things. So that's why they were able to isolate it. So that was good. But I believe they pulled all their onions just to be safe, which, to be honest, I love onions on a burger. Oh, my God. Especially the way McDonald's does it with their diced up. I love that. I do that at home. Get a white onion or a yellow onion and dice it up. Sometimes I saute them. Sometimes I don't. Just depends what kind of mood I'm in. Do I want to get an extra pan dirty or not? Basically is what it comes down to. I love that. So I don't know if I would even want to go back to McDonald's until I knew they add onions back because that's such a huge part of that recipe. In any recipe, any place I go that has a burger, it's got to have onions on it. I love that. I'm not a fan of red onions on burgers. I just don't like red onions, period. I just don't feel like that they add anything good to whatever meal. But white or yellow onions, yeah, yes. Freaking phenomenal. Big difference. Big difference. Because red's just a little too potent. Not a fan of it. But anyway. You know what? Thank you guys so much for joining the show. Really appreciate it. If you want to interact with the show, I love it when you did. I didn't do any today. I was going to take a day off from that, but we'll get back into the mailbag tomorrow and dive into some sports. I know a lot of people are fucking pissed off at Aaron Rodgers for being a little bitch that he is, walking off before the game was even done. Like, just all this shit. Aaron Rodgers is washed. He is. He's washed up. So maybe we'll get into that. If you want to interact with me, I love it when you guys do. You can hit me up on socials at DeHuff Podcast, or you can get me on email, dehuffpodcast@gmail.com. You guys are amazing. I can't say it enough. You guys are fantastic. Thanks for making this the #1 comedy podcast in the state of Colorado. Make sure you subscribe wherever you're listening or watching. Big thanks to Kirkwall Group. Go to kirkwallgroup.net and show them some love. Let them know that you're here. Let them know that you're interested. Doesn't mean you have to do anything right away, but go ahead and check out their website, kirkwallgroup.net, as well as Bet Online. Go to betonline.ag. It's DeHuff Uncensored. You guys are fantastic. Have a great day. Don't eat any shady cheese, okay? And stay away from the onions until you know that they're clean. They're clean for now. Who God knows what's going to happen in the future. Anyway, it's DeHuff Uncensored. Let's continue to move forward. I'll talk to you next time.